And welcome to the Gadget Show Surprise Special.
Yep, to a show that will not only be a surprise for you, but for us as well.
Yeah, the more observant among you might have noticed that we're not in the studio. So let's just get that dispensed with straight away. This is, in fact, a green screen. Yep. Check it out. And we're actually quite a long way away from the Gadget Show studio. Yes, we'd come 25 miles north of the Gadget Show's home in Birmingham to Hednesford Hills Raceway near Cannock for our surprise special.
We have no idea whatsoever what you're about to see over the next hour, or indeed what we are about to experience.
No, completely clueless. All that we've been told is that it's a surprise special and that it's got a sting in its tail.
So, as we headed out of our makeshift studio to find John and the first challenge, we split into two teams, myself and Susie versus Jason and Polly.
Morning, Polly boy. Now, teams, your first challenge of the day is a classic Gadget Show build. You've got to put your do-it-yourself skills to the test by using tech to build a shelter to protect you from the worst British weather you can possibly imagine. You've got just 45 minutes before your constructions will face the severest of tests, while you shelter inside.
Oh.
Everything you need is to hand. The storm is coming, so get moving. Fantastic! I love it!
We headed straight over to our building kit, where two unexpected special expert helpers were also waiting.
We'd hit the jackpot with Handy Andy, Mr. DIY off the telly.
This is a winning team.
Oh, absolutely.
Easy.
Absolutely.
Long time no see.
And we'd got top builder and Big Brother star Craig Phillips, who was an old mate of Susie's.
Nice. We also had a huge pile of building materials and an absolute mountain of DIY tech, gadgets used in the building trade, and some of the latest domestic kit. It was everything we could possibly need.
We raced to the wood pile and quickly spotted two big A-frames. They'd be the basis of our evolving design.
Needs to be about another 4 inches taller.
And we found a bunch of ideal rectangular frames which we could use for our structure.
We have 4 of these. All 4 corners is going to make us a kind of a square or rectangular shape.
With so little time, the tech was vital if we wanted to build the best shelter and win this challenge. And there was plenty to choose from.
45 minutes? We've got no chance.
Hang on, they're nicking the tools.
Armed and dangerous.
We'd put our frame up, now we needed to attach the sides, and that was a job for a meaty nail gun.
At least we've got the start with it.
Nail gun, that's awesome.
Right, let's get another one over.
The Plasload's an industrial gadget that delivers up to 1,000 lubricated nails an hour, with a force of more than 5 average hammer blows.
Brilliant bit of kit. Like it. Pass load impulse. IM 350. Yes, please.
15 minutes had gone and we were still at the design stage. And with a lake full of water up the hill with our name on it, Otis suggested creating a bow shape at the front of our shelter to deflect the water.
When the water comes down, we don't get the
What we
brunt
don't
of
want
it.
is a big wall to just... Exactly.
And to cut the wood for my bow, I used a nifty cordless circular saw.
That's the one, yes.
The Makita weighs just 2.5 kilos and has a blade that spins at 3,700 revs per minute.
This doesn't look the most prettiest house on the block.
No.
I've got to be honest, but
It's got to be fit for purpose.
it's going to serve a purpose, yeah.
20 minutes gone.
We'd also got our minds on the storm, so we rested doors on posts to create a raised floor so that the water would flow underneath.
So you're going to be drawing there, aren't you?
Yep. And I screwed it down using a fantastic bit of tech. This is the AK-47 of power tools. Just look at this thing, look at the styling on it. I love this. The auto-feed screwdriver can power in screws up to 75mm long, and it automatically lines them up so you don't have to.
Rather late in the day, but Susie and Otis's shelter is actually now taking shape.
With 15 minutes to go, there was just enough time to try and make our structures as waterproof as possible.
I bought a football pitch to put over the top.
Football pitch?
Yeah,
That's
look.
nice. Yeah, we like that.
AstroTurf is a little bit waterproof on the side.
And it's green as well.
And it's
environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
We were also nearly there. Just time to trim off an unwanted edge or two with a monster saw.
That's it, yeah.
The DeWalt XR has a 560-watt engine delivering nearly 3,000 cutting strokes per minute.
You got it, baby.
We've got to get on with this now.
Yes, finishing touches going on. 5 minutes left.
And with the storm brewing, Andy spotted a smart new way to waterproof our shelter. This rapid shrink wrap is the latest weatherproofing tech used to protect everything from huge buildings to speedboats.
Watch your step, everyone on there.
Ready?
So while they were grassing over their roof, we pinned down the white plastic and I was heat shrinking it using a gas burner.
That's it.
Maybe a little too enthusiastically.
I got a little bit trigger happy. Put holes in it. Not so waterproof anymore.
As the last few seconds ticked away, we desperately made efforts to finish our shelters and prepare them for the storm.
That's all we need.
That water, as long as it's not more tonnage than I'm expecting, will not destroy this end
That's
off.
solid.
Time's up!
Oh, thanks, Andy.
I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud.
Time was indeed up, and now, ready or not, we had to face the worst the weather could throw at us.
OK, teams, time to put the shelters to the test. It's you're wearing a coat.
Yeah, no.
Betray a lack of confidence in your handiwork.
It's not that at all. It's just, as a Boy Scout, you're always told to prepare. Anything can go wrong.
Jolly good. Let's bring on the elements. A howling gale, torrential rain, and an epic flood. A storm of biblical proportions.
I have to do this professionally. Oh my God, are you all right?
Craig came inside our shelter as we made some final preparations for the barrage.
We've got together some last-minute waterproofing. Desperate measures, really.
But Andy stayed outside ours so he could seal us in, creating our final barrier against the elements.
And then the onslaught started. A downpour of more than 1,000 litres a minute. A hurricane of 100 miles an hour.
The wind ripped into our shelter and our defences were left in tatters.
But we were snug as a bug.
The structure is absolutely solid, even in this incredible wind.
I wonder how theirs is faring next door.
We're still okay!
Hold it down, though. Hold it down.
But we knew the worst was still to come. At the top of the hill, 3 huge tip tanks were waiting, and that mountain of water was only going in one direction.
We have already got a small leak. I've got a horrible feeling we're going to get soaked. We're going to get absolutely mullered.
Drenched is the word.
This is going to be major, you know that. It's going to come all in awesome. But we'll be floating above it, my friend.
Yep.
The tanks were filled to the brim. And then John unleashed the avalanche of water.
Bring on the flood!
Oh, here it comes! Here it comes! Here it comes! Three tons of H2O smashed into our makeshift shelters. It was the ultimate test for all that DIY tech and our building skills.
The floating floor is a work of genius!
Floating floor! Did it!
Our structure was also intact, but the gaps had really let us down.
Hey, listen, I know we've got wet feet, but the structure...
Yeah?
We're still here, right?
Yeah. So, our battle against the elements was finally over, and we emerged to find out which team had won the first part of our surprise challenge.
In some ways it's a draw because they both survived, but it's a bit wet and moist and miserable in there, and it's really quite dry and comfy in there. So, I'm going to say that is the winner.
Oh, yes! What a team!
We have the first result of the surprise challenge, and it is 1-0 to Jason and Polly.
You might be singing while you're winning now, but believe me, there's a lot more in store for you today. And the next challenge is just round the corner.
Welcome back to our Gadget Show surprise special.
Yes, and over the course of the day, we are competing in 4 competitions against each other. So that's Susie Notice against Jason and myself.
Our first task was to build a waterproof, windproof and landslide-proof DIY structure using the latest in DIY technology. And Polly and I took the victory.
Yeah, give us my five! Woohoo! Just do that. Just got a little bit of mud on your face still. But there is still all to play for. And our mentor, our referee for the day, John Bentley, has said the next challenge is waiting for us just around that corner. Let's go!
Hi, John!
Oh, look at this!
The second challenge I have here. And it's all about navigation.
We'd been supplied with an enormous array of wayfinding tech, from the obvious to the slightly barking.
You've each got a car parked exactly where you see it in these photos. Polly and Jason, this is your photo here. Your task is simple. You've got to find your cars and drive them to your next location. The first to arrive wins. I'd left each car over a kilometre away. Otis and Susie's outside a museum, Jason and Polly's in a car park, both on the far side of the Hensford Hills, a rugged patch of land with little in the way of landmarks. But there's just one thing. Each team is only allowed a purpose-built sat-nav or GPS for one leg of the race. Walking or driving, not both.
So we'd have to choose which leg we would use a proper GPS system for and which we would improvise.
And we decided to save our purpose-built sat-nav for the second leg of our journey. And so for this first leg, we needed something inspiring.
I found this on the table. It's the Inspiron Duo. If I get up on here, Google Maps, we can find out where we're going from there.
So I quickly booted up the Dell Inspiron Duo and found Victoria Street on Google Maps. I also had a military spec wearable monitor.
Now, this little device here actually displays in my left eye exactly what the tab is showing with Google Maps.
But although I could see our final destination on the screen, I still had no idea where we were in relation to it. And with the GPRS disabled, I had no way of plotting a route to our car.
But I'd found a solution.
I want that.
A radio-controlled quadcopter with a camera attached. This would be the ideal thing to survey the landscape, pinpoint our current position, and allow us to cross-reference any landmarks on Polly's Google Maps.
Hi there. Hi.
So, all I need to know in this wind is this thing GPS stabilised?
GPS stabilised, it will hover when you...
Even in these gusts?
In these gusts, it might move around a little bit, but it should still stay there.
Then we're safe, we're sorted then. It'll be a really stable platform to get up there, have a look at the general area, and just make sure that we can get our bearings. I mean, look at this thing. Its carbon fibre body is packed with gadgetry.
Yeah.
RFID, starter.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, I just love this, man. It's not even got a switch. And it streams live video to a monitor or telepresence goggles. Genius.
Meanwhile, we'd gone for the sensible option and picked a handheld GPS for our first leg, the memory map. It pinpoints your position on an electronic ordnance survey map. Easy.
We're here. I've just locked in that waypoint there.
Yeah.
And this is the track where we just were.
Now we just had to find our destination.
I'm trying to find a wheel.
Well, you see, the thing is, it's a mining wheel, isn't it?
It is a mining wheel.
Yeah.
So it's a coal area.
But there aren't necessarily any mines around here. So where would you put an old mining wheel?
A museum. A museum.
There.
Valley Heritage Centre.
That's got to be it.
Meanwhile, I was up and away. I've got some visuals, Polly.
OK, what can you see?
I'm going to pan from left to right. There seems to be, well, it's white.
OK, there's a big white building there.
Yes.
So that's kind of in that southerly direction.
Yes.
Which means we're at the crossroads just here. So we just need to head west, heading down that way on this dirt track.
Fantastic. I love it. I'm just going to bring this into land and we'll head off straight away.
Perfect.
Okay?
Sounds great, Jace.
We'd figured out the route to our car,
And we basically have to follow this like a map. It's a digital map.
but with our GPS option used up, we still needed something to guide us on the driving leg.
We should take a phone or something.
I had a sneaky suspicion that this iPhone with a car mount might have a navigation app on it, and that didn't count as a real sat-nav, did it?
OK, well, I've also got these gloves here, which will tell us how fast we're going. Actually tells us our speed of walking, the distance we've travelled, but most importantly, I've got time.
OK, well, we better get going.
Yes.
With Jason battling to land the copter safely, we seized the moment and took off across the hills.
Let's run.
Having landed the quadcopter, we grabbed a sat-nav for when we reached our car and set off at speed.
OK, Jace, I do know we need to head west.
Which is that
west
way.
West is that way. Let's get going. No wasting time.
But almost immediately, I ran into problems.
I must admit, I thought this would be a good idea. It's actually a little bit pointless because the display's so small. I mean, already, I can't quite tell where this path goes.
OK, well, then let's ditch the headset and get the tab out. Shall I help you?
Yeah.
To make matters worse, the screen of the Dell was really reflective, and I had hardly seen my map at all.
This is such a hassle. Oh, do you know what? Let's do it.
I'm so glad I did my Duke of Edinburgh.
Exactly. Sometimes it's better just to be old school. You've got a map, you've got a compass, so you just run.
Are we talking 9 degrees north or south? Look, let me show
East.
you. The white building's there.
Okay, Victoria Street's there.
Come on!
Do you know what? If we never see you again, it's been nice.
We did have a map, a very techie one, and we knew exactly where we were and how fast we were going.
We are currently going at 6 miles an hour.
Oh, that's not bad, is it? This is actually quite good because the screen is big, so you get a decent part of the map.
Mike, we really need to win this one to pull it back.
We do, we do.
We'd abandoned our tech and we're just going on Jason's memory of what he'd seen from the quadcopter.
It's basic dead reckoning, isn't it? But my guesswork was taking us further away from our car and closer to Otis and Susie's.
I can hear them, I can hear them. Come on.
I can hear them.
Run!
I thought we were in the lead, but stupidly we made our way to Otis and Susie's car.
Come on, come on, come on.
Giddy up,
come on,
Susie,
come on.
giddy up.
Ours was nowhere to be seen.
Our memory map had done us proud.
Susie, 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 Susie!
We'd completed the first leg of the challenge ahead of Polly and Jason. But now we were faced with the tricky task of navigating our way through the second leg without any dedicated sat-nav assistance.
Right, there should be instructions here somewhere for what we're meant to do next.
Mind if I have a quick look?
Go for it.
Our decision to go with the more left field option saw us huddling under a jumper, trying to figure out where on earth we were. Come and join me under my top.
Okay. Oops.
Come here.
Okay.
Right. Museum Mechanic there.
Oh, but
Valley
that's
Road.
where we are. So we need to run all the way down to the end of the road.
Then go left, then go across Hendersford Park.
And we're there.
Got it.
Okay.
Let's go!
Meanwhile, we'd already found the details for our final destination.
Hold on, Suze.
Yeah?
This is where we've just been.
Hensford Racetrack.
That's right! Their second leg would send them full circle.
We quickly booted up the nav-free app, our wild card. Yes, I know it's a sat-nav, but it's not a dedicated sat-nav, and rules are meant to be bent a bit.
Annoyingly, though, it didn't have the raceway on its points of interest, so we had to use my phone and manually look up the address by searching on Google. Got it. WS12.
Yeah.
1BF. Yeah, brilliant. Okay.
Perfect. This is the right road.
Meanwhile, we were still looking for our car.
Should be kind of up here, round and to the left.
There's a Jeep there.
That's the car.
Don't get run over.
Careful.
Go, 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 go!
We're down here, I guess.
And we were on our merry way.
Open up!
We knew time was tight, so we were on it like a car bonnet and started driving before we'd even programmed the sat-nav.
Right, this looks like a racing track to me.
Okay.
It's a racing track. I'm putting raceway into sat-nav. For our second leg, I'd chosen the latest TomTom, the Go Live 1005. Unlike Susie, when I searched in points of interest for the raceway, it came up trumps. Heddersford Hills Raceway. Now we were motoring. Left.
Okay, left. I'm going left.
Go, go, go! Well, obviously, within legal
as much as we
parameters.
We'd run into trouble. It seemed that the postcode we'd put into the nav-free wasn't exactly at the racetrack. Yeah, there's a sign behind us that says Hensford Raceway.
Is there?
Yeah.
Just turn round. I'll turn around then. That means our sat-nav has let us down,
Yeah,
Otis.
yeah, I know.
Where is it?
Keep going.
Whereas our TomTom was taking us directly there thanks to its accurate points of interest.
Left. Here, Heddersford Hills Raceway. Left. Could this be our chance to catch up or even take the lead?
So it's down here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
We were sure we had this in the bag,
For it! Take it!
but we were about to get a nasty surprise.
That's them.
You are flipping kidding me.
Here they are.
It's John and the flag!
There's a flag!
Wonder who's in the lead.
We'd only lost by a matter of metres.
It's Susie.
But a loss is a loss.
No!
And Team Otis and Susie had pulled one back.
Victorious and all that. Ribbon.
That close.
So close.
Well, you know what that means, don't you? We've had 2 challenges so far, and it's one to Jason and Polly,
Yes.
and one to Otis
Yes,
and Susie.
hold it back, thank you. Well, the good news is you're halfway through.
Okay.
The bad news is that things can only get tougher. In the case of the next challenge, quite literally.
Yes, so 2 more challenges to go, and this is, of course, the Gadget Show surprise special, so anything could happen. We've no idea.
Yeah, you're going to find out with us after the break.
Welcome back to this rather exciting and mysterious Gadget Show surprise challenge special coming to you from Cannock.
In a nutshell, Polly and I are competing with Susie and Otis in a series of challenges of which we know nothing whatsoever. Nada, nicht.
We've had 2 challenges so far. The first challenge was a build. We had to construct an enclosure that would withstand the worst weather possible. We lost that one.
Yeah, we did.
Victory to
We
them.
won that
The
one,
second challenge was an orienteering, a navigational challenge. We had to use any tech we could bring to hand to get from one point to another. Susie and I won that one.
However, it is all still to play for because there are still 2 challenges remaining and a third one is over there.
Let's go!
Yay!
Cannot wait.
Hey, Mr. B!
Hello, teams! Now, for your third and penultimate challenge, you're going to be testing these mobile phone cases. But because this is the Gadget Show, you won't be testing them normally. You'll be testing them
To destruction!
Follow me.
I'd given both teams 4 top-of-the-range smartphones. An iPhone 4, a BlackBerry Bold 9780, a Samsung Galaxy S2, and a Nokia N8. Their task was simple: choose the roughest, toughest phone cases for each. So I devised 3 dastardly destructive tests to put them through their paces.
John had sourced every shape, make and type of case available for all 4 phones, but we were all completely unaware of what he had in store for them.
John, is it water?
I'm not telling you.
Is it explosive?
I'm not telling you.
Is it impact?
Tell us something.
I would prepare for all of those.
Okay. So what we needed was ruggedness, reinforcement and, if possible, all-over protection for our pricey phones.
Wow, look at that, it's like Fort Knox. And it
there's
has
a lot
a
of give
front
in there as well.
face that clips on.
Any cases that enabled us to safeguard the phone's vulnerable glass screens were high on our wish list.
You got front protection, you got rear protection.
Plus, those offering multiple shock-absorbent layers or any waterproofing features were quick to be snapped up.
This is sealed to the freaking max.
After a frantic 10 minutes, we'd made our final selections to take into battle.
Right, you've made your case choices.
Yes. Yep.
Now it's time to put them through their paces. And for test 1, you'll need to put on this lot.
No.
Shop.
OK, so I had asked them to dress like neon lemmings, but for good reason. Because, thanks to 3 professional bikers from Leicester Lions Speedway team and a tanker full of water, things were about to get very wet and very muddy very quickly indeed.
OK, guys, this is a test to see just how good your phones are at repelling dirt and water. Are you ready? Take it away, guys.
The back wheels of the Leicester Lions bikes were spinning furiously, and within seconds, both sets of phones and presenters were drenched.
Completely soaked! Looks fun. Our ballistic hardcore iPhone case was working a treat, thanks to its polycarbonate holster shielding the iPhone's screen.
Our N8 was taking a skinful as the Pro Porter aluminium-lined leather case left its edges open to attack.
Our Galaxy S2 was super snug in the Crucial sealer box, and with its airtight seals and hydrophobic rubber fascias, was loving this test almost as much as Jason.
As the mud and the water took its toll on both us and the phones, we could only hope that we'd made the right choices to get all our phones through to the next round.
After 5 minutes of constant spraying, I put the teams out of their misery.
Look at that!
I can't open my eyes.
I might as well not bothered wearing anything!
But how had their phone cases performed?
Despite all that mud, Polly and I amazingly still had 4 fully functioning phones. Each and every one of our cases had done their job.
Yay! Oh, yeah, probably won't, yeah.
Oh, get in! Quite nice.
But, would you believe it, Susie and I discovered exactly the same thing. All 4 of our phone cases, including the Pro Porter leather one, had prevented a muddy meltdown.
Yep, all 4. Excellent, all 4. Well done.
With that, it was on to test 2, and I devised a rather novel way to find out just how good the 8 phone cases were at resisting impact.
Now, each team has a washing machine, which, as you can see, has been modified to spin with the door open.
Nice.
All you do is throw your poor phones into the machines while they're spinning at full pelt.
Blimey.
But don't do it just yet.
Why not?
Because there's a twist.
I wanted to up the ante, so asked the teams to attach their phones to a brick with cable ties to create a heavy, destructive lump.
May the best brick win. Polly and I were up first.
Stand back, yeah.
This stunt was designed by a qualified electrical engineer. Do not try this at home.
Jesus!
The brick and our 4 phones clattered around inside the spinning drum at a speed of 1100 RPM for a full 2 minutes.
My Lord! Our BlackBerry was firmly sealed in the Sideo Convert, a 2-in-1 case featuring a 3-part hard shell and rugged docking holster.
On the other hand, our Nokia N8 was being protected by the OtterBox commuter, which doesn't even have a screen cover. Surely that wasn't going to be rugged enough for a spin cycle?
It was game over for the machine. But what about our 4 phones?
Hey, look! They're all still on it, Paul!
And not only that, because despite any scratches and scrapes, incredibly, all 4 phones were still alive.
Result, Polly!
Wow.
All 4.
Wow.
No pressure.
Amazing.
It was now time for me and Otis.
Now.
We'd chosen the OtterBox Defender for our BlackBerry, a holster-based case made of impact-resistant polycarbonates which protect the screen by internalizing.
And we had our hopes pinned on the 3-layered ballistic shell gel case for the Galaxy S2, equipped with reinforced soft silicon padded corners.
Just as before, our washing machine went completely nutso from the off, with the brick smashing about inside.
But what had happened to our precious case-clad phones?
Oh, the final clank of the brick. Well, that looks like it's taken a little bit of a battering.
But we needn't have worried because despite some surface damage, all 4 phones were unbelievably still intact.
Yeah! Still functioning. Is that all you've got, Mr. Bentley?
I do have one more test.
Oh, do you?
Follow me.
For test 3, I'd asked our special effects aficionado, Graham Brown, to rig a controlled fireball explosion to see if any of our phone cases could protect against the extreme heat it would produce.
Graham!
Hey!
Explosive stuff, mate.
So what have we got here? What's that?
This is a measured charge, quite fast explosives, much more powerful than gunpowder. With this little setup, we'll recreate something like if doing a car crash. So a bit of impact, a bit of heat.
This is way beyond what most phones have to go through, so if any of them survive this, it'll be astonishing.
Impressive. It'll be astonishing.
Having laid down our phones and retreated to a safe distance, the big moment had arrived. It was time for detonation.
3, 2, 1. Woo!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my goodness!
The explosion was immense.
The noise was deafening, and the heat truly scorching.
While our 8 cases may not claim to be fireproof, we were intrigued and excited to see if any had managed to protect our smartphones. Let's go!
But first, we had to find them.
Literally here is a piece of phone case.
Look at
I've got a piece of phone case here as well.
As we scoured the area, all we could find was random bits of charred case and dismembered phones.
That is obliterated.
But then I spotted something.
Hey, look! Look at this!
What is it?
It's our iPhone!
Miraculously, still intact. Had the Griffin Survivor case with its silicone rubber coating done the business? The screen was clearly smashed, but would it turn on?
Oh my God!
It's not working.
It's trash. It's completely trash. What were you thinking?
We were absolutely gutted, but considering the other 7 cases were in smithereens, the phenomenal performance by the Griffin Survivor meant that there could only be one winner.
Yes, that's right. Me and Suze had won our 2nd challenge of the day.
Yes! We'll take that!
Welcome back to the final part of the Gadget Show Surprise Challenge Special.
Yeah, an extraordinary show when you consider that when we arrived, none of us had any idea what lay ahead of us today.
We have been challenged with building stormproof shelters, which we won.
Yes!
Yes, we travelled over hill and dale using navigation tools. We won that one.
And just before the break, we were given phone cases to test, and we did, to destruction. And we won that one too.
Oh, come on, rub it in.
So even though we are very close to the end, there is one more challenge. So guys, shall we?
We shall.
Now, teams, your last challenge.
Yes.
It's going to be a 3-lap race around this track. It's going to be a 3-lap relay race. Oh. Behind me is a range of transport devices.
You're not kidding!
To get you through each stage in the race. Pile here for lap 1, pile here for lap 2, pile here for lap 3. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to take your pick from each pile. But before that, I've got a rather important surprise to reveal.
Oh, okay.
This is that the winning team in this race wins the day outright.
Oh, man, after all the hard work! How is that fair?
Bentley, what on earth is the point of the rest of the day then?
I was glad you mentioned that because the winner of each round so far gets to make first pick of the choice of transport for each lap.
So, as we'd won the first challenge, we'd get first selection of the lap 1 machinery.
While our 2 victories gave us the tech choice advantage for laps 2 and 3.
Yeah, let's go.
We all waded in and straight away Otis and I were in for a bit of a shock.
Have you noticed something? Everything's tethered.
Oh, no,
So
that
it's not-
changes things.
You know, it's not just this bike, it's tethered to that.
It seemed we had to negotiate the second lap of the race using something powered to pull something that wasn't.
While Susie and Otis sifted through their tech toothsome, we were in adrenaline heaven.
I do like the look of this.
And straight away it came down to the machines that seemed best suited for the short, tight track.
This looks quite stable.
What do you think in terms of the ability of this vehicle to turn? This one is very nippy, although we could wheelie this if we're not careful. Oh, such a tough decision.
I implicitly trust you, Jace.
By now, we'd made our first choice. An electric high bike towing a flexi-foil Scout buggy usually used by power kiters.
Okay, yeah.
We're done here. That's us.
And it seemed we were too, because our eyes had fastened on the quick, agile, and rather Tron-like Carver 1.
It's the Carver, is it?
Carver.
Last time I said that, it was 1983, and I was in a pub in Ipswich.
We were now in amongst the last transport collection, only to spot the day's final killer blow.
You're kidding. So this one, the last lap, is going to all be down to pedal power, down to us completely, no engines.
At least the choice of bike was easy because the conventional design and lightweight construction of the co-motion tandem made it stand right out from the crowd.
Decision made. We're going with this. We're going with the co-motion.
To complete our relay race lineups, both teams were then instructed to swap tech piles. Not surprisingly, the best options had already been bagged.
How about this one, Polly?
Oh, that one's cool. Oh.
I guess not, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so what are our other choices?
Oh, Jace,
Yes.
look at this. Now, this
yeah,
could be
I
good.
know what you're thinking. It's not dissimilar to the choice they've made, which we both agree is
isn't, and we
probably
both
the best
liked it.
combination. In this case, a Cougar E-Runner electric bike, also towing a power kite buggy.
While Jason and Polly played copycat, we were in amongst the heavyweights, and I immediately went for the bike-like Can-Am Spider RS. That was until Otis pointed out a problem.
As much as I want to go for this, they've gone for that. No safety clothing required. If we're on this and we're in leathers, full helmets and whatnot, even if we come in first, we're going to lose time getting kit off, putting clothes back on again before we go on the other vehicle.
That left us with only one option, the little electric twike.
Sorry.
Finally, it was our last pick, and for us, it also had to be a conventional tandem.
I think to really get some force and power behind you, you need to be on top of the wheels, which is,
The
which
Helios,
is this.
isn't it?
Yeah.
The Helios.
Yeah,
That's us.
definitely. Yeah.
None of us had any idea how our tech would stack up against the opposition, but as darkness descended, we were about to find out.
As we lined up on the start, all we knew for certain was that the whole day hinged on the next 3 laps of the track.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
The Carver 1 600cc turbocharged engine gets it to 60 miles per hour in just 8.2 seconds.
Wow.
So we had no trouble making a smart getaway.
While the twike's electric engine made for a more leisurely progress.
Oh, look at them, they're way ahead of us.
We can't quote you a 0 to 60 time because its top speed is only 53 miles per hour.
Going as fast as I can, I'm going as fast as I can.
Thanks to the Carver's unique tilting suspension system, there was no need to ease off in the bends, allowing us to maintain our lead through the final corner to the first changeover.
But the short 400-metre lap meant that we drew up just a few seconds later, and we knew we were still in with a chance. The trike might be slow on the road, but it's very quick to get out of.
Go, 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 go! Incredibly, Susie and Otis were only just behind us as we got on our e-runner kite buggy combo for the second lap.
That's it, babe.
But somehow our transition didn't go quite as smoothly. So by the time we got going, Polly and Jason
Go, 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 go.
were already 50 metres ahead.
Come on, Jace! I'm going so fast.
But our high bike packed a more powerful 50 Nm engine compared to their 33 Nm one. So there was a good chance we could close the gap.
A fact I knew only too well, so I was giving every ounce of additional pedal power I could possibly come up with.
Come on, legs, don't fail me now!
However, for Polly and me, the difficult part of the lap was still to come. The kite buggies had no brakes, so we had to release the toes at just the right moment to enter the changeover point at the correct speed.
Let go, let go, let go!
To help us slow down, Susie and I both had catchers. With a decent lead, I was able to coast in at a sensible speed.
But as we were playing catch-up, I had to risk coming in faster.
Stop me, stop me! Somebody stop me, stop me!
It was a plan that failed, and I sailed 20 metres past the catcher, losing precious time.
Good work, Polly. I can feel you pushing. It's brilliant.
We had no idea what was going on behind us. All we did know was that our Cirque Helios Duo tandem would be slower than their lightweight co-motion machine. So Polly and I dropped our heads and absolutely went for it.
Push.
However, we weren't hanging around either, and by the time we'd made it to the back straight, we'd clawed back some of their lead.
Quick, Susie. Come on. They're right on our tail, Polly.
At that moment, I thought we still had a chance.
Push it, come on. They're right behind us.
But we were a team on a mission.
Push, push.
We hadn't put in this much effort to lose it on the final corner. So even though we were exhausted, we dug deep.
Yes!
And pushed through to the finish line.
Victory is sweet! Come on, Polly! So, you won. You have won it back. Excellent. We've done it. Well done, guys. That was tough, wasn't it, tough?
Oh, we caught a bit and then we lost a bit.
Oh.
Nice one. So, that's it then, the end of our surprise special.
Yes. It's been surprising. It's also been incredibly good fun, don't you think?
Yeah, and it was a win tonight for Jason and Polly!
Well done, Polly!
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Yay!